Now, when I say subject line and content ideas, they're really kind of the same thing, right? Content ideas and subject lines are really pithy, one sentence structures that tell your audience what you're going to be telling them, right? And so, anytime you want to pitch to a podcast or to get on an IG live, or maybe do a Facebook live with someone who has subject area authority, or if you're partnering up with an influencer that has a lot of followers and you can leverage their audience, this is kind of how you want to pitch it to them. You don't want to write anything more than this. You don't want to write like an entire book. You don't want to do like 5 different pages. They want to know very quickly how you can offer help to their audience and in a way that's digestible. And so what I mean by that is using listicles, like 3 ways to do this, or do's and don'ts, best practices, really quick and dirty things to give people a quick win that's always going to translate really well and be a good point of conversation for that longer lasting relationship, right? So I've given you here all of the ideas that I've written for clients before. And I always say, if you can use data points or tie your pitch to a policy angle, whether it's a seasonal shopping or if it's a new graduation story, right, around May or June, or maybe it's around a holiday or something that's always going to make it more urgent for someone to want to cover it right then. So think about all of the ways the seasons and the trends can tie into your industry. So for example, using data points going back to a survey, you never want to use a yes or no survey. You always want to leave it like from a scale of 1 to 10. That's the best way to collect data. For example, I worked with a client who made hosiery, and she surveyed her clients and she found that size 14 was actually the most popular size. So this is challenging a common belief that retail should cater to women with a smaller size, right? Another way is to survey 2 different groups that seem similar. So for example, my client, Vincent, is a career coach, and he surveyed 2008 graduates with people who graduated in 2020. And he compared their attitudes about the job market and offered that up to a top tier journalist. So he got on Forbes, the Tennessean, Inc., and he did a LinkedIn Live, like sharing their perspectives and their optimism, or maybe lack of optimism about the job market, and compared it to 2008, because in 2008 we also had a financial crisis, right? So these are really easy ways you can use data points and surveys to make your pitch super juicy and super relevant. So another way you can write content ideas or pitch is a quick checklist, right? So for example, if you are doing a skincare product, maybe it's 3 ways to combat winter with like a checklist for 3 things you must have, right? It might be an end of the year checklist. If you're a tax person, end of the year financial wellness checkup, right? Or best practices for whatever it is. These are really simple ways for audiences to get a quick win.